Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Kangaroofless, and I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This will be a Zerg versus Protoss on the map. Oh goodness, what is this map called? Shakuras Plateau. As we can see here in the top right corner will be our Zerg, Bastilol. I've casted one of his ZVZs before. This time I'm going to cast his ZVP by him. His opponents will be in the bottom left corner. His name is John McClane. That's right, you can say your yippee-ki-yays, motherfucker. That's right, it's John McClane here to clean up town and do work. So Bastilol gives a good luck. John McClane does not need luck. He is especially skilled at killing European terrorists. But I don't think Bastilol is a terrorist, but he is definitely European. I think he might be Swedish. At any rate, I got a chance to play a few games with this guy. Schooled me at ZVZ and schooled me at ZVP. I am a high platinum Zerg. And let's just say that his Baneling and Zergling control is much better than mine, and so is his macro. And then in the ZVPs, well, that's my worst matchup. So he made a lot of mistakes, and I still wasn't able to do much about it. So anyways, definitely high tier play here. Bastilol, by the way, is a Master Zerg, Diamond Protoss. And John McClane has put down his pylons, so it looks like he wants to go ahead and fast expand. Meanwhile, the probe is just dancing around the base, going to be annoying, and will likely block off this expansion. Now, what I've started doing lately, when he sees this spawning pool, right? But he sees no gas, which means he's still doing some sort of Zergling expand. What I've been doing lately is I've been sending a drone down here, and then, you know, dancing around with that probe. If I can kill the probe, I can still get the expansion up. But I throw down my pool first anyways, just because I know that Protosses love to throw down pylons. It's like their favorite activity. Their favorite pastime is throwing down pylons. So anyways, this probe will come in here and be annoying and just dance around. And I cannot say how much I've had to deal with this and how irritating it is. Every Protoss player should do this. It is so easy for them to do. Oh, but he doesn't pay attention for like 1 split second, and Bastilol gets the expansion down. So, well done by Bastilol. 4 Zerglings are on the way. Pool is finished. No Queen yet because he threw down that hatchery. He'll need to wait for, there he goes, 150 minerals. Meanwhile, Protoss has thrown down his Nexus, Forge, and then a cannon. And he'll probably finish walling this off with a, what do you call them? Gateway. Yeah, that's what you call them. A gateway. So, right off the bat, I also like this from John McClane. All Protosses need to go hide a probe somewhere in the map. If Zerg players are not diligent and they do not just run around the map with their Zerglings, you can easily just, you know, sneak a pylon in somewhere, and there's not much that Zerg can do about it if they scout it too late, especially if he goes for a fast third, which I think Bastilol is going to do that. He's got his drone in position to take that third. He does take that third when he has enough minerals. Okay, so he had to make his second queen, and now he's going to take the third. Kind of a late third. According to Bastilol, you do want to get that third up before the second queen. But, oh goodness, lag. The Zerglings are going to trap the probe. No more sneaky shenanigans for you. You are done for. So, John McClane will finish this wall off with a Cybernetics core. And since he's taken 2 gas, he's likely to go Stargate, I would assume. Protosses just love going Stargate. Now here's another cool thing. Since he has this other probe out on the map, he can just run around with this probe and still put down more proxy pylons. Those are really irritating. Zergling's going to come up here and verify whether or not he has fast expanded. Which on this map you can almost certainly just assume Protoss will fast expand, but if he does not, it's one base play, and that's generally just some sort of timing push, which would be hitting about now. But I mean, Bastilol sees that he's expanded and decides to drone up instead of making Zerglings, which still don't have speed. Ooh, goodness, slowlings. Not very good against 4 gates. But, anyways, this third will go down. And he's just going to camp out here in the middle of the map. And, yeah, so that does it. Bastilol, like I said before, is a Diamond Protoss. So he understands how this game works for Protoss a little bit. And, oh man, just like we thought, Protosses love going Stargate off of a Forge Fast Expand. I mean, oh goodness, a double Stargate. So this is a bit I don't know what you could say. I guess you could say risky. If you don't do enough damage with this Stargate play, you're really far behind its Protoss. Zerg can just you know, tech to Hydras and then just completely roll over you with Roach Hydra. But anyways, 2 more gas geysers going down for... Oh, first 2 going down for Bastilol. As well as starting on an evolution chamber so he can get up those spores. Whoa, way too many drones going over there. Needs to chill out for a second. Okay, so there we go. Finally getting that saturated on his gas. We'll finally get a gas income, and... Yep. We always know that there's going to be Void Rays out. Protosses love their Void Rays. So getting the other 2 gas, he will be able to afford non-stop Void Ray production with this. I guess he won't. Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. But I mean, it's 2 base, 2 gate, or 1 gate Stargate, so it's kind of a risky play. There are 0 sentries out on the map. Spores going down in Bastilol's base. He should be pretty well defended against this. This Overlord will not be very lucky and will get focused down. Poor guy's like, oh, help me! Not going to happen. And now this Void Ray is going to charge up. I don't think it's going to matter because he's not close enough to anything. Nope, the charge dissipates. And if he doesn't pay attention, he could be in trouble here. He does get a few pot shots off, but, you know, only hurts the shields slightly. So 2 more Void Rays coming out on the map, and making yet another Void Ray. So doing nothing but making lots of Void Rays. And his gas is starting to get up there a bit. He could make a few sentries. That would be pretty cool. He hasn't even made this into a gate, into a warp gate yet. Okay, so a little bit of macro slit from John McClane. But anyways, he will clear these watchtowers as Probe will come out and say, hey, look, I can put up a proxy pylon. This Void Ray is not paying attention and will just die. That's a big mistake from John McClane there. So he loses a Void Ray for nothing. Literally does nothing. So more or less, Bastilol has lost, I think, an Overlord and a Zergling, and John McClane has lost a Void Ray. So that's a big deal. This Probe just hanging out in this corner. Yep, he's going to throw down a proxy pylon and use the Void Rays to give him sight. He is starting on Protoss air weapons level 1 as well as ground weapons level 1. So he will be nice. Oh my goodness, 6 gateways. This is a massive timing push. And Bastilol scouts this. Well done. Nice scout from Bastilol. Will scout all these little gateways going down. And might even be able to scout the constant Chrono Boost on nothing but Void Rays. Oh my goodness. So these will all become warp gates, and I imagine he'll make all of these guys into, okay, a lot of zealots. So making a round of zealots here. This round of zealots, along with these I think that's 4 Void Rays, should be able to take out any bases here. Bastilol's going to grab his 4th. It's not a bad timing for a 4th. And look at his army. He doesn't have much. I think the push is going to come momentarily. 12 Zerglings are on the way. But there are no spines down here, so the probe's going to come in actually and be part of the action. Late spines, this won't mean much. Oh no, the queens are going to go down. And now the Void Rays are just going to be annoying. They're actually attacking the Zerglings. This is not what you want to have happen. You actually want to start going after those spores. And that spore uprooting, I'm not sure why. He's just going to get focus fired. Oh no! But one Void Ray is going to take some damage, but this base will get cleaned up in the meantime. So 1 Void Ray does go down, and meanwhile a lot of drones are going to die. These Overlords do have their speed, and just more Zerglings are going to be out on the map. Zealot's not being controlled, so they're getting stuck and killed off by these Zerglings. Meanwhile, +1 Carapace, Ventral Sacs, and Glee over Constitution, so we can expect some sort of Roach drops maybe. The Queen will transfuse that hatchery, but these Void Rays are fully charged. It's not going to mean anything. So, well done here, denying the 3rd, really, for Bastilol. So good job to John McClane, positioning a Zealot right there in a very annoying spot. These Hydras are just not popping out at the right place at the right time. So they will die very quickly. Yeah, if he had been able to save more of these Hydras. So, I don't know if... No, 4 is not going to be able to do much against this. You're going to want something like... Uh-oh. No. Run back. You do not want fully charged Void Rays. No! These Void Rays are still fully charged. They're going to be very deadly, but they do lose a charge. So now Bastilol can fend this off. But when you have, you know, 3 fully charged Void Rays, it's just really hard for Zerg to hold off. Meanwhile, this expansion has gone down. And I think he'll be able to hold this off. He should be just fine. I mean, he has 9 more Hydras on the way. Should be able to clean this up. He just needs to save this Queen. Run away, Queen. Run away. Run away. Oh, the Queen goes down. And this Void Ray might, yes, does go down at the very last minute. So finally cleaning up this attack. Let's look at the Harvester's Loss tab. 29 workers killed. Very nicely done by John McClane. And let's look at the units tab. 10 Hydras and 4 Zerglings, 7 Zealots and 3 Void Rays. So they're going to continue to harass here. He's going to try and take out this base. But all Bastilol has to do here is engage and force back the Void Ray, who's not being microed. I think he's trying to pay attention to this little engagement right here. Zealots, they just don't do that well against Hydras, unfortunately. These 2 Void Rays are going to be forced to run back. This pylon will, however, live to see another day. And, well, goodness, that does it for that. So, Bastilol should be making more queens, but I think he wants to go ahead and expand. Let's look at the production tab, since not much else is going on. Protoss transitioning into Colossi. I mean, he does have three bases up. He's not mining from these Vespane geysers because he just needs a mineral income at the moment. Bastilol retaking his 3rd, but he is on 3 mining bases. Whew, that was crazy. Anyways, first Colossus is going to be on its way for Mr. McClane, as well as Zealot Charge will do very nicely against Hydraling. But oh, look at this, Baneling's being morphed in. So I think Bastilol is going to try and do some Baneling drops, and that could bring him back into this game. If Protoss doesn't micro his army correctly, yeah, that could be pretty bad. Bastilol will send out these Overlords. Potentially just to drop bases. Yep, he's going to send them out to patrol around, maybe drop on some unsuspecting mineral lines. Meanwhile, Protoss is going over here just to check and make sure there's nothing going on. And Void Rays moving into position. Oh, Bastilol might want to run away with this drop. Oh, no. Yeah, they're going to scout this drop like a mile away. Bastilol needs to run away. But Overlords do not... They're just not faster than Void Rays, unfortunately. So the Baneling's actually making the death sound effect as well. And Protoss is really just, running around the map looking for these drops, which he knows are bound to happen. Probe is in the position to throw down a Nexus, if he should so choose. Round of Stalkers being warped in, and finally Groove Spines and +1 missile attacks is on the way, as well as 20 Zerglings. So let's see if Bastilol can get in here and do any damage. I mean, this is an undefended drone line. Oh my gosh. Do something. I'm not sure what Bastilol's doing. Oh, he's warping in a ridiculous amount of Banelings. That might take precedence. Okay, so Bastilol can come in here and drop on this probe line. That would be huge. Oh, he's going to drop on the probe line. Ah! And so all these... Oh, so many probe kills. But meanwhile, here's the big engagement from Protoss. This is just going to be really hard for Bastilol to hold off. He needs to wait for reinforcements. But now this army is starting to clump. Great time to drop. And oh no, all the Stalkers are going to go down. And he's going to chase back this entire army. Protoss is trying to micro his Colossus. But he should really just fall back here. He's going to lose the rest of his army if he doesn't fall back. There's this... No, the reinforcements are going to come in way too fast. More Baneling drops coming in. And killing off the rest of these Colossus. Only 1 remains, but with sight of that high ground, the Colossus will not be able to run away. He will need to run back to his little home. Ooh. Queen coming out here to pick off the Void Ray. So yeah, the Queen should be able to do that. So, yep. Void Ray does go down. So now, let's look at the army tab. I guess it's you. 7 Stalkers to 35 Zerglings and 7 Roaches. And 4 Banelings morphing in. So Protoss is pretty far behind. A counterattack right here would finish Protoss. But I think Bastilol is going to try and... No, he's not going to macro up behind this. He's getting in pathogen glands for his infestors. Pretty good idea. Meanwhile, more Void Rays are just being chrono boosted like crazy. Look at this Artosis pylon. Think about if it got dropped in here and just sniped that pylon. That would be so sick. Anyhow, not much else going on. We're just macroing up our armies. 3 infestors are out on the map, as well as a fleet beacon. So we might be seeing some carriers or possibly a mothership. And I think that would do pretty well against the... I think mothership in this position might be smarter. I don't know. I'm not sure if carriers are a good idea. But then again, Bastilol doesn't have a spire. So if Zerg doesn't have a spire, then carriers do very well. But if he has Roach Hydra, mean, Hydras are really good for taking down those interceptors, like, really fast. But I don't know how... I just don't know how carriers really fare in Zerg versus Protoss. Not sure what this is about. I guess there might have been some sort of drop. I might have missed a potential drop. But anyways, Protoss is grabbing his 5th. So Protoss on 5 base, Zerg is on 4 base. Zerg should expand like twice. And he still hasn't scouted this poor pylon, just sitting up here not doing much. I mean, I wonder if this pylon will be here for the entirety of the game. If it does, John McClane could do some harassing and a couple of charge lots in here and just, or maybe DTs. Nah, he can't afford DTs, so charge lots would be a better choice. These overlords will not be able to drop banelings. Unfortunately, Void Rays will shut that down. And carriers are on the way, so queuing up carriers for the win. Not sure what Protoss is doing with this macro. I mean, if you're on this many bases and you're just queuing up carriers, just make another Stargate. Like, literally make another Stargate. So he's starting on that Graviton Catapult, which makes your interceptors launch a lot faster. Wonder how he's doing on his weapons upgrades. Let's see. Where is that Cybernetics Core? Cybernetics Core is here. He's only on +1. Could be on +2 if he really wants to go for some sort of carrier build. Zergling will run in here and scout that there's nothing really here. And so the Zerglings could really just run in here and wreak havoc. Or maybe, oh goodness, oh goodness, oh goodness. This entire army is going to get fungled. And the Baneling drops will recommence, so boom! Nothing left for Protoss. Nothing but a bunch of carriers and Void Rays. So Bastilol will make a couple of Infested Terran, which, you know, do fine against air. Meanwhile, this base is pretty much not going to, it's not going to happen. Roaches are going to kill everything. Yep. So that will happen. Meanwhile, Bastilol is going to take his 5th base. This base has gone down. Poor Protoss, only left on this one base that could be mining. And now I think the Roaches are going to circle back. Oh, the Banelings are running straight for the probe line. Oh no! Boom! They all go off and kill all the probes at the probe line. So, no more probes for John McClane. Let's look at the income tab. 65 to 71. So he's still in the game, still very much in the game. He has Blink Stalkers, he has Void Rays, he has Carriers. He'll be able to clean up this push. Bastilol should really just back away at this point. You know, it's not a bad idea to kill pylons, but I mean, look at the supply discrepancy. Those Baneling drops just did so much damage. It's like 133 to 170. And now he's just massing Hydralisk because he sees this mass air play, and this is an easy thing for Zerg to do. Just mass a lot of Hydralisk. Get a couple of Roaches there for, you know, to provide a meat shield. You have a couple of Infestors. Spire is on the way as well as the Hive. And let's look at these upgrades. Ooh, goodness. See, I think these guys are at 2-2. There we go. Clicked on them. 2-2. Roach Hydra versus, you know, Carriers and Void Rays and like a handful of Stalkers. Yeah, Protoss is more or less dead. And I don't know why his income isn't better. I mean, he has this entire base he could be mining from. I'm not sure why he's long distance mining. This is a mistake. But taking out those 2 Nexi just did a lot of work. Now he should also transfer a couple of these probes, more or less all of them, so he can have a better income. And Protoss at this point in time just needs to hold on. But he's going to need more of an army than just a couple of, than just 4 carriers. Carriers do really well when you have a nice big army behind them, but if you don't have an army to speak of, then they won't do so well. Templar Archives is going down as well as 3 carriers are on the way. But I bet he's queuing these guys again. No, he's not. He can't afford to. Here comes the big engagement. And this will be a no contest. I mean, even the men are fungal at this point. I mean, it doesn't matter. Look how fast these interceptors are dying. Like, it doesn't matter. Hydras just kill interceptors so fast. So, and Corruptors kill carriers really fast. So, Roach Hydra Corruptor will be plenty to pick off. John McClane's Air Force. In my opinion, John McClane wouldn't play Protoss. John McClane would play Terran. Totally would. But anyways, that should do it for the game. John McClane gives the GG, not the yippee-ki-yay motherfucker. And anyways, that was an interesting ZVP or PVZ. Nice little harassment here with the Zealot Warp in with the Void Rays. It just pretty much shut down this base. this third base, which ended up going back up. And I think what really got Bastilol back in the game was those nicely timed baneling drops. Especially those little baneling drops in this mineral line, killing so many probes, and then again coming in here, killing more probes. And then just the tech switches. I mean, I'm not sure why John McClane, you know, kept going for nothing but, I mean, he kept going for nothing but carriers, and he could have just made more Colossus. That does great against Roach Hydra. And there was no Spire, so I mean, Colossi do really well, and you can make sentries behind that. But anyways, that will do it for that game. I've been your host, as always. My name is King Ruthless. I will see you guys next time. Peace.